All right, we call it a draw.
Light tanks, medium tanks, and heavy tanks are the most common types of tanks during the Second World War, but there is also other classes of tanks that were used extensively during the Second World War to support infantry, cross trenches, reconnaissance. These tanks, originally designed by Britain, are known as the infantry tanks, cruiser tanks, and assault tanks. In this video we will understand the roles and history of these tanks. Cruiser tanks, also known as cavalry tanks, are a British World War II design, mainly the Crusader and Cromwell. These tanks have armor more than light tanks but less than medium tanks. These tanks don't have high caliber guns, but they do have excellent mobility. These tanks are mainly used for reconnaissance support, infantry tanks, and flanking enemy lines. The early cruiser tanks like the Crusader was equipped with a 2-pounder 40mm gun, later with a 6-pounder 57mm gun. Later tanks like the Challenger was equipped with a 17-pounder main armament. It is to note that the late war cruiser tanks like the Comet and Challenger for the most part would engage tanks, so they were equipped bigger guns. Right before World War II, Britain and the French designed the first infantry tanks. These were the Mark I and the Renault FT. Later in the war there was the Churchills, Matildas, Char B1. These are all infantry tanks and they are designed to support infantry in the enemy lines, breakthrough attacks, and infiltration of fortified sites. These tanks were heavily armored, even more armored than heavy tanks. But unlike heavy tanks, these did not have large high-caliber weaponry. These tanks were not meant to engage tanks but absorb shots fired at them, so the armaments were kept just big enough to fire high explosive rounds at the enemy. A great example being the Churchill 7, as it was fitted with a 75mm gun. These tanks often come with machine guns. These tanks were slow so infantry could keep up with the tank. In short, these tanks have great armor, decent gun, and poor mobility, but instead of engaging tanks they support infantry. During World War II, the Allied nations would send tanks with very thick armor to enemy lines to take hits from anti-tank guns and destroying them while overcoming obstacles and providing direct fire support. These tanks, such as the A-39 Tortoise, T-14, T-28, Excelsior and the M4A3E2 Jumbo, were very tough tanks with very thick armor and alright mobility. Unlike infantry tanks, these tanks are meant for breakthrough attacks, absorbing hits, and letting the others pass. These sometimes come with high caliber guns like on the T-28 and A-39, but most have medium-sized guns like on the Jumbo. While their armor is impressive, their mobility is not the best. Not much anti-tank roles are played by these. Heavy tanks are also sometimes used for this role. They both have similar characteristics. Hope you all understand what all these tanks roles. And thank you for watching.